Hey there you guys, what is going on? All of my amazing DKBs. It's your boy DK Gaming here, presenting to all an unexpected video talking about the suicide of Etika. Guys, this is very sad and this is very important. I want you guys to call the Suicide Hotline number and I will also place it in the description. So guys, just please do call them, make sure that you guys are okay and everything else like that. They are a 24-hour service number. You guys should be able to have the time and the patience to call that number of what to expect. So guys, evidently the news had stated, the NYPD had also stated, his friends, family, etc. They have stated that Etika has officially committed suicide. The story of Etika, it has been simple, but it's been explained many times. So I'm going to repeatedly do this over and over again because I accidentally literally did make a recording, but I forgot to literally place the freaking audio right in sync of the video. So I was like, oh great, I look like Bob Saget, yay. But no, enough with that. But anyhow, so recently I was a Joycon boy a long time ago, back when Etika had first opened up his YouTube channel.
Yo! Oh my god! Oh my fucking god! Holy shit! Holy shit! Oh my god! Oh my fucking god! Holy shit!
Including me, because of course I'm part of the JoyconBoyz, but you know what, he calls it JoyconMen, so I am definitely a man for sure. And what men do is drink some alcohol, because of course, you know, we all are like kind of like, oh shoot, you know, Etika had definitely passed away sadly, and it's unfortunate, and I wish that anything could have ever happened for the better of Etika, and I wish that, you know, his prayers and of his family and his friends are definitely okay for the prayer of Etika, and hopefully or another, you know, Etika will be as fine as normal, and he'll just rise, he'll fly high, unlike the other video that I've ever done of, you know, Taylor and Jordan type video. I know that was a long time ago, but literally I did that ever since 2015. It's not that I barely do enough, but it's like, if there's like somebody that I was admiring for so long, I would definitely do it, because of the fact that he had cured many people with depression and of the needs of anything else like that. So let's just cut down towards the chase, that his channel has reached his main channel of 800,000 subscribers. Recently or another, right after that point or another, he had started to talk about, well, at first he was on Twitter basically, you know, having a mental breakdown, his first mental breakdown of all time, and had rushed a lot of stuff that was going in through his freaking mind, talking about what he was going to do. Of course, you know, he had basically, from his first channel, he was complaining that YouTube was basically paying him $800, when I agree with that most oftenly, because of course YouTube is broken. And obviously or another, yeah, he has his YouTube taken down because of the fact that, I think the reasoning it was taken down because of the fact that he was using the N-word towards this one person that is like part of the, he's kind of like a Zelda fan or whatnot. So basically or another, yeah, that's a freaking reasoning of that. And plus, also too, he had uploaded some hentai porn up in his YouTube channel, which costed him mostly his YouTube channel been taken down by YouTube, of course. And something with Twitter too, I think he had to make a new Twitter, obviously, from what I've been hearing. So he had that taken down. Then of course, you know, when the next era had came down, Kobe had definitely from, well, Kobe / Kobana Money 456 had mentioned something about him getting a Instagram account, but that was like a long time ago, before even Kobe even left YouTube. So then when Etika had thought that he would make an Instagram account, that started to blow up. And right from the get-go, he started to do like frequent live streams and whatnot. And also from his main channel, it wasn't frequent, but it was like most decent. But it was like around the accurate section. But anyhow, then most of the time being, I saw that Etika, of course, in general, was basically having another mental breakdown, but except he took it a little bit too far because of the fact that he was like doing all this gibberish typing, saying he was gonna kill himself, and he also had stated that he was stargazing or whatnot, that he had loved Travis Scott right from the get-go, and that it's gotten people worried that people had called 911 on him, that basically the NYPD, which is the New York police station or whatnot, or the police department, they had basically reached out in terms of Etika, that Etika, basically from that point on, Etika was basically doing a live stream, but when the NYPD had came in, they wanted to talk with him, you know, they just wanted to get him out of the house so that way he wouldn't do self-harm in terms of himself, because of course he was lashing out. And of course he had mentioned something about drama alert around the most case scenario. And from that point on, when Etika was doing the freaking out moment, NYPD had definitely responded and had basically took him in, sent him towards the mental hospital, and then right after that, when he got out, he did the interview with Keemstar, and yeah, I would say he was in the interview. I wouldn't say he answered some questions, but he answered at least the minimum of questions. Of course, he was talking about like he was part of the Antichrist and like he was God and like that sort of thing, and that was probably part of his mental state of health. But guys, then it had lashed out in terms of more of Etika's depression, because of course he was barely doing any more live streams, and it just cut it down a lot more slimmer, that now he is now doing a lot more stuff towards himself than anything else. The craziest thing is, from what I heard, is that he liked one last video, which was probably from either Playboy Cardi or Travis Scott, and had said dope ... And once if I heard something like that, it had broken my heart, because literally I knew he was going through with something. And it's broken many other people's hearts too as well, and it just got me in the mood to like literally cry my tears out, because this is very, very serious. Suicide is not no joke. Suicide is real, and it could damage your life permanently, and we all have one life, that what we can stand for. And I say towards the gaming community that we all need to join hands and literally open an organization to figure out what is our problems. Because of course, the World Health Organization is saying that it's gaming disorder. While there's any other disorders out there, like, you know, people like having a life of doing drugs, and then like also people like doing more stuff with their life. But I would say gaming disorder would cause something like that. I mean, if you're ever desperate. But I know at one point that wasn't really Etika, because he got out most of the time, and I could just remember that favorite moment, that it was just a lot of moments that what was the favoriteest of amount of Etika. I could just remember plenty of videos of Etika, like the freaking memes of Mewtwo, my D, the nut sandwich. I would say the moment that he was doing them Smash reactions. the fact that he did a live stream with Triforce, the moment that of noon, something like that, the stories that he would say, the Deli 48 situation, or the oh shoot, it could have mean like a lot more things. Oh shoot, that one video, the Deli 48 situation, oh my lord, I laughed at that. And then he said something about a PokeTuber being so, Etika's not gonna reach that number. Oh wait, that's right, he did. Oh man, that was just probably the most favoriteest alpha of Etika in general. And it's very, you know, like, that was like one of my favoriteest moments from Etika recently in like many years. And I'm not trying to tear up, guys. This is just like a lot of figuring out to do, because of course it's leaving all JoyconBoyz at the moment to where they're crying, or whether they're feeling emotional for him or feeling sad for him. And again, I have my prayers towards the family and friends, because of the fact that this is just a crisis of the Etika that he basically committed suicide. And yes, guys, I had my own case scenario of suicide. It was in a bad mannerly way that the suicide had definitely taken place of me with the eras that I'm about to name off right about now. So first era was my mom and dad's divorce. That was one. Another time had been my sister's era. Another time would have had been my best friend Keen. That era took place. And then the Ben and Taman era, I would say that took place too as well. And then another time was at Fort Defiance High School. Another time would have had been YouTube. Another time would have had been from Best Buy Distribution Center. And at that moment, that was where all of my desperations of hope of suicide, and that was all due to me, you know, because I had to deal with a lot of situations with that. And for those that are wanting again to seek help, please do call that number again, because this is why I mean a lot towards a lot of my DKBs, because yo, this is the heart of mine towards all of y'all's DKBs, because this is just, it's sad, it's unfortunate that he had passed away. He was my favorite YouTuber. I would always, like, you know, sleep in my bed, relax, watch some Etika, and it's just, it was funny, you know, it was good times that I've had just watching his videos of live streaming. And a lot of that stuff just ends off apart, you know. At that worst case scenario, it's like, you never know what you're gonna do, you know. It's like you cooled off from a day off of work, and then you wanted to watch some Etika, you know. And that's what I've done, you know, because we all have those bad desperation moments to where we're all feeling desperate, we're all feeling depressed, we're all feeling emotional. We just need to cool down for a minute and many hours to overcome it. Guys, again, then right from the get-go, I forgot to mention this from the Etika context of story. I was watching a guy that was doing the local news, kind of like how Keemstar would ever do. His name was Lookner of Twitter, and then he was covering the moment of Etika. And I remember from, I would say 2 days ago, that he had noticed that there was a body floating from the East Coast River of the Manhattan Bridge. And, not to mention, on the Manhattan Bridge, they had cameras. So, while Etika was like walking down, they would definitely capture some footage of Etika. So, therefore, that whole situation that went down from Etika had to been coming from, most of the time, from the security footage. The NYPD had definitely seen it. So that's why they got the cruise boat and started to pick him up. or at least I thought it was another dead body, but I didn't even know, guys. But then again, if it was another dead body, I probably would have said the same thing from what I said for prayers of Etika's family and his friends. So, you know, I would have said prayers towards anything else, because it's like the resemblance from when Etika had jumped off the Manhattan Bridge in terms of the Logan Paul's like suicide force type video, because of the fact that he thinks that a dead body is so laughable. And then at the most case scenario, it's like, oh, you know, this one guy that appeared on the Suicide Please End type video of Logan Paul, he jumped off the Golden Gate Bridge, but somehow had managed to live. So now it's come to this, that suicide is very bad. If you're ever in need of help, I'll be an open source. Any other YouTuber would have been an open source. And not to mention, there would have been like the number at the top of the screen, and also the description of my video of the suicide prevention hotline number that is open 24 hours. Just please go check them out. Without said and done, guys, I will return on YouTube momentarily. This is just a moment that I have had with the JoyconBoyz, and I like to say a moment of silence for Etika, because this right here is just very sad. And I don't know if I've done it yet, but I want to make sure if I did it, then I need to do it again. Okay. I didn't know if I did it or not, so don't blame me. Say, oh, DK, you've done it before. But anyhow, guys, I will definitely return from YouTube once if everything's all calmed down with the whole Etika situation, and then like whatever what I'm going through or whatnot, etc, etc. But until next time, this is your boy DK signing out. Please hope you guys yourselves a dang good one, and as much as a good night for you guys too. Peace.